Hello, Jerry. My name is Sean Everett. I am the website analysis expert at Zepco Marketing in San Antonio, Texas. And thank you for talking with Eric. He sent your website on to me for analysis, and that's what this video that you're watching is. This is your analysis of your website. Now, I am going to show you today how you are losing ground to these folks over at Superior Fence and Rail, who say that they are the highest rated Coral Springs fence company, which you and I both know they are probably not located there. But you are losing ground to them on the internet. Now, I know that you paid money to have this website done. You expected that it was going to be something that would bring you customers and money. The only thing I can tell you is it's a great site. I would love as a customer to come here, but I will tell you that I think it might be a little brief. I don't think that there is enough content in it, and I'm going to talk to you more about that in a bit. But I also noticed that it hasn't been updated for, well, at this point, almost half a year. So I don't know when, oh, wow, SEO by SEO Mavericks. They are not doing a good job for you. Forgive me for saying that, but I'm going to show you why. Now, the first thing I do after looking at your site is I go and I look at this. This is Ahrefs. It is a tool that we use to determine how your site has been performing over the last couple of months. Gives me a bunch of numbers about that. Now, the next thing I do is a regular old Google search, and this is what the SEO is all about. The SEO is talking about search engine optimization. Now, Google is responsible for 96% of the traffic on the internet. And that being the case, it's important to know how they operate. Now, I don't know if your guys told you how it operates, but I will tell you right now. The Google algorithm that they developed to help their customers get to the most relevant sites that they could is looking for three basic things. Now, the first thing that it's looking for is a Google business profile. Now, I don't know if you have filled one out or if those guys did one for you, but if you did, then you have not done it well enough. It needs to be very precise, and it needs to have a very thorough filling out. It's going to ask you how many years your company has been in business. It's going to ask you your opening and closing hours, those sorts of things. Now, it needs to be precise because Google will reward you with a spot up here if it is done well enough. Now, below that comes what we call the organic search results, and that is anything below the map pack. And this is the second thing that the algorithm wants from you, and that is content. Now, I got Superior Fence and Rail from the very top here. They are the very first contractors I encounter under the map pack. And the reason that I'm encountering them is because they have done what the Google algorithm wants them to do. Now, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Here is your site again. I'm going to copy and paste it into this word counter. There we go. You have 931 words. Here is their site. I'm going to do the same thing. Copy and did that do everything? And I'm going to paste it into here. No, I'm going to try it again. Here we go. Just showing you how professional I am. Nah, we make mistakes too. What the heck? There we go. 1,035 words. Now, here's the deal. Algorithms are essentially mathematical constructs that are looking for more. More is better for an algorithm. Google has determined that a website should have 1,500 words at a minimum. So you do not come up to that yet. You are only at 931, but then these folks here who are at the very top of a Google search only have 1035. So you going to 1,500 would absolutely make a difference to Google. And the reason is that Google wants their customers to arrive at a site that will teach them more about whatever it was that they typed into that Google search box. Now, Google doesn't think that 1,035 words is enough. I don't know how they determined 1,500, but that is a real good starting point. And my advice would be to go well above that. If you can, go to 2,000 words. Because more is better for the algorithm. And look at it in the reverse. If Google sent you as a search customer to a site that had three words on it that said fences are good. Would you wonder why, when you typed in, Coral Springs fences, why Google had sent you there? Yeah, you would. You'd say, why did you send me to this dumb site? There's only three words on it. More words is better. So the next thing I am going to show you is that all words are not the same at Google, and they're looking for keywords. Now, keywords are words that come from your industry. They come from your website and the website of your competitors. They come from Google searches. They come from the communities that you work in, the places where you drive your truck to actually erect fences. Now, you have 201 keywords. That is a great start. Here's what Superior has. They have 15,900. Now, if they're good enough for them, they are certainly good enough for you. And I'm going to show you what they are. Here we go. Superior Fence and Rail, we're going to ignore, because anything with the Superior word in it means that somebody is looking for a company that they already know the name of. Now, as we can also see, the first one here says Norfolk, which I assume is Virginia. And that means that they probably have a lot of offices around the country, or at least, in several states. And that is probably another reason that accounts for this huge number, because they are talking, they're going to list a lot of the cities that they're in. But there are plenty of keywords in here that you could certainly make use of. Let's see here. There's probably something, aluminum fence company, fencing companies that offer financing. Chicago, Houston, yeah, a lot of these have to do with the cities, but in financing apparently. But as you can see, there should also be other questions in here that have more to do with, I don't know, your industry and the sorts of questions that people might have about fencing. Now, even if this whole page isn't relevant to you, there's another 517 pages of words that could be organically included in your site that currently are not. And it could certainly be more than the 201 keywords that you currently have. Now, the next thing I need to show you is backlinks. You have 3,000 backlinks, which means that you have a lot of spammy backlinks. Your referring domains is 66. This number should not be much more than double what this number is. And Google will count it against you if you have a whole bunch of backlinks that don't really pertain to your industry or don't pertain to a way to find your company, like on a list like Yelp or Yellow Pages. So the referring domains is what's really the important number here. Now you have 66 and your competitor has 1,000. So again, they beat you in this foot race that Google has set in motion. I'm going to show you what their backlinks are here. HomeAdvisor.com, Homestead.com, AOL, which I didn't even know was still around, iHeart, I don't know what that is, but Republica, Italian, Expertise.com, Yellow Pages, Dunn Street and Bradley. A bunch of sites that you could get on by just filling out a profile, including Dunn Street and Bradley, including Expertise.com. All you have to do is go to these sites if you want to be on them and fill out a profile. That's what your SEO people should have been doing. Look, Expertise.com, get listed, click, you're listed. So that is definitely something to explore, how you can get on these other sites, because apparently you are not on enough of them. And what you want is to be on sites that are highly rated. Now, this DR, that is the rating, the domain rating. Now, just like I told you, you have backlinks of 66. It gave you a domain rating of 14. These sites, this is a scale of 0 to 100, have a rating of 91 because a lot of other sites refer to them. They are listed on a bunch of other sites. So the more sites you're listed on, the better. And here's the reason why. It's a Google thing again. They don't want to have to vet your site. They want to send you, their search customers, to a site that people have already gone to and explored and said, this is worthwhile enough to have a link back to it. That's where Google wants to send their customers, not to some site that nobody has ever been to, because Google doesn't know what's there. Why do they want to send their customers to some place that nobody has visited? They don't. They just don't. So you want to be in anything that has a domain rating of, say, 70 or higher. Now, your local Better Business Bureau or Chamber of Commerce might have a rating of only in the 40s or 50s or 60s, and that's fine, because that's the way that people are supposed to find you. That's supposed to be sort of local things, things that are relevant to your business, your industry, and where to find you, so your community too. But here's what it all comes down to, and why your SEO folks are failing you. Your backlinks of 3,000, your keywords of 200, your referring domains of 66 led you to have 51 visitors to your site last month. That was your traffic. Now that means that you had less than 2 visitors a day to your site. And here's how many Superior had. 30,700. Now part of that, of course, is because they are attracting visitors from around the country. We saw, Dallas and Chicago and Norfolk, Virginia. So obviously there's going to be a lot more people there because they're in a lot more areas. But this is what caused them to have a good rating here. They say the highest rated in Coral Springs. Are they? They're not even based here. But here's what makes it true. It's listed this way on the internet. If it's on the internet, it is true. And that's what Google thinks. They are not going to vet that information. So here's what the problem is. Now, you are not that far down in the Google searches here. You are not here in the map pack, which is someplace you could be. Here is your competitor at the very top of this list. And as I recall, you are not that far down. Let me see here if I can find you quickly. But remember that people who have a donut in one hand and a mouse in the other, there we go, are not going to be scrolling that far. They don't want to waste their time. By here, they have probably said, you know what? I have so many options from here on up. I can use even the 10 best fencers in Coral Spring from Yelp. There's so many options for me to find a fencing company. Look how far down they had to scroll to find you. That's a long way. Think about your own Google behavior. The next time you Google, how far down do you scroll? Most people don't get past related searches. That's what our research has shown. So that being the case, listen, you can stick with what you've got. If they're still working on it, maybe that's what's happening. Maybe they're new to your website. I don't know. I do know that your website is out of date by a year, so I'm assuming that maybe they haven't been doing your SEO stuff for a year, but maybe you gave up on them. Maybe they didn't help you, and maybe it's because they didn't have the information that we have. Maybe they just were not smart enough. I'm going to show you one other thing too, and that is this. Your Zepco fence logo here is when I change the site, when I go to here, I'm going to change this to the view. I'm going to show this at its actual size. Look what happens. Your Zepco fence goes behind these words here. And that's kind of weird because you can't read it when it's in black. When I outlined it is when it became sort of red and then you could see it. But like right now, I can't see why Zepco. It blends in there. So something is going on there. And that just needs to be adjusted by your website designer. Now, I'm going to just recap really quickly. Google Business Profile, more and better keywords, more and better backlinks. Those are the 3 things that you can put into service on your website today, and it will begin to help. Not immediately, obviously, because it takes a while for Google to search the entire internet again, but it will slowly begin to make a difference. Now, I don't know, maybe you were at 0 before when they came and decided to help you, but 51 compared to 30,000, you could be doing much better. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Eric is going to be calling you back to get some feedback on what I've talked to you about. Thanks, and have a great rest of your day.